Sorry, I was muted. I'll just say and hope everyone's alright. If you can hear all the bird sounds outside my house right now, it rained, I think. I don't think it rained very hard, but it rained last night. So all the birds are like super, super chirpy this morning. But yeah. Yeah, if you saw from the tags and the title, probably the first half of the stream, if everything's looking much better than it was in my other streams. Probably because I'm not playing a game right now, but yeah. But yeah. I think for this first hour, if everything's looking good, probably just talk about, as the title suggests, anime and the different types of manga, manhwa. I don't know how to say the Chinese one. The Chinese word for manga or comics. But yeah. But like, if you saw my video on my YouTube channel, I did a whole video talking about The Boxer and how that comic is amazing and deserves to be animated or put to film in some way. I think that one would probably work just fine as a live action. Like, it's stylized, but it's not like so stylized that you couldn't do it in live action. You could probably do it closer to how you could probably do that one, honestly, like very much like Ip Man or like oh god, what's the other one? There's another Chinese film. I think it's Taiwanese. There's another Asian film with like very good. I'd like it. Like, it's a boxing webtoon that's like technically, I think it's based in the United States. But like, well, if you did it in like United States fashion, you could do it in like, you could do it like Ip Man style pacing for drama, for the drama aspects of it, but do something more akin to like the recent Creed movies, as far as maybe, I don't know. There's a few different ways you could take that for both animation and live action that I think would be really cool, and it could honestly be really interesting for both Asian representation and just more other flavors of films centered around sports. But like, I don't know, I just think it's that The Boxer needs something done with it after it's done with its run in comic form. I just think it's amazing. But like, some of the other, because I will not reveal my sources on where I read these, but there's a lot of, if you want to do some like Chinese wushu style films. I need to catch up on it, but like a lot of like this, I haven't watched a whole lot of anime in recent years. Some of the bigger stuff, but mostly just like I just watch reactions to it, say what people think of them. I should probably get back into watching some anime, which I'm caught up on My Hero right now. My Hero's cool, but I've kind of changed. I've never really been that into. Well, I have when I was younger, but not recently. And that into like the shonen-esque style stories. But like I've been really into like Korean and Chinese mangas and comics. So like Gosu is phenomenal. I need to catch up on that one, but that one's the story kind of hard to follow sometimes, but the action scenes are so cool. Poison Dragon's interesting, though the villain in that one, it's intentionally, but it's just so creepy. Arcane Sniper's cool. It's another VR MMO RPG webcomic that's like he's overpowered technically, but it's like well explained, and he's not like super overpowered. It's just because of the style of the genre. His character just is more overpowered because of his life experiences. But that one's super. But I'm enjoying Arcane Sniper. It's a fun read. Ooh, Fist Demon of Mount Hua. Hua? I'm bad at the pronunciation for Chinese words. Or I don't know which language in China it's being based off of, but like I think it's Chinese. But yeah, Fist Demon of Mount Hua is also a really cool one. Ooh, and speaking of, going back to sports mangas, Blue Lock is so cool. It's like sort of futuristic. It's like light sci-fi. It's modern day with light sci-fi elements in it, and it's a soccer manga, and it's so cool. I really like the art style of how the authors Muneyuki Kaneshiro and Yusuke Nomura have illustrated, especially when the characters are like really zoned in the zone, and really focused and like really popping off on what they're particularly good at. I really like the style of Blue Lock, and the story's pretty interesting. Blue Lock is another one I'd like to see animated. There's not, honestly, in my opinion, like there's a lot, but there's simultaneously not enough quality sports mangas and animes. I think this is just a cultural thing, but as an American, I really wish there were more comics or mangas and or animes that focused on like other, like I've always been into football, wrestling, those sorts of things. I got into there's that sumo anime that was super cool. I think I read some of the manga for that one. Yeah, I think I read the manga for that I can't remember what it's called. But that one was super cool. There's a bigger guy that enjoys like strength-based sports. The second coming of Gluttony is an interesting one. It's done in the same sort of style as and I know in the community of like webcomic readers, people hate using solo leveling as a basis, but it's done in a very similar realm, very similar not perspective, but very similar like idea as like solo leveling, and with its art style, kind of, though a little more but less OP technically. I don't know, it's interesting. It's a reincarnation. It's like if solo leveling mixed with a little more reincarnation element, which they haven't really gotten into yet since the beginning of it, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Wake Up Warrior. It's like, I need to see what genre it technically is. Okay, Wake Up Warriors is technically, it's adventure, comedy, fantasy, romance. So it's like, I think it's cool because it's almost self-aware that it's a reverse harem. It's not a harem, but it very much feels like it, like a reverse harem type of comic. Really cool. I don't know Korean, so I don't know I can't read the author's name in even like English phonetics. But Wake Up Warrior is really cool. You can definitely tell the romance stuff, and sometimes it's a little cringy for my taste. But that's just because I'm not into romance stuff like that. Overtly romance stuff like that, I should say. But Wake Up Warrior is really cool, and I'm both worried and very interested to see where that goes. Let's see. Medical Return is another reincarnation story, but it's done from the perspective of someone who died, and I'm assuming like a Korean deity gave him another shot at life, and so he reincarnated back into like earlier in his life when he was in high school, I think. Like a lot of those reincarnation stories go, or some of them I should say. And goes on to try to be a better doctor and better person, honestly, than he was before. It's really cool. It is a lot scarier than I thought it would be, honestly, at times. It is a lot of, like, thriller. Yeah, it has a lot of thriller, not quite horror, but definitely, like, thriller elements in it that are interesting for that genre of webcomics. Okay. No, sports. Manga, I don't. Or, like, I'm on the fence on. Is, like, Fight Class 3. Which I don't know if there's other fight classes or fight class stories, but this one, I don't know where it's going, and I love the art style of it, but the story, especially with the site I'm reading it on, with the translation to English, which can sometimes be really rough for not using, like, a reputable site for reading webcomics on, is Fight Class 3 is really hard to follow. I think it takes place in Japan, so it's a manga. Oh, it's a manhwa. So it's Korean, but, like, man, it is hard. I thought the story was going one way, and then it, like, recently feels like it just abandoned that storyline altogether. Or, like, the two storylines it started out with, because it's a manga about a weak kid gets to high school, gets into a special athletes program for people that want to be, like, boxers or in the MMA or stuff like that. And so, like, it had, like, this whole, like, but the main character had, like, its revenge plot. So, like, that's why he joins the fight class, and, like, he's getting stronger in the fight class because he's kind of weak. But, like, it's like it abandoned the fight class aspect of it and the revenge plot all at the same time to do this other thing that I don't understand. But, like, this other thing is supposed to relate back to the revenge plot thing, but it's not, and the main character has changed so drastically. It's, like, almost unreadable for me, at least at this point. I'm probably still gonna read it, but man, it's gonna take a lot for them to reel in the story because I don't know what the hell is going on anymore. Ooh, another LINE webcomic that I think is just amazing is Eliseed. And oh man, Eliseed is so good. It's not, like, the best thing I've ever read, but it has one of the coolest magic systems I've read in a while. That's, like, both, like, a play on martial arts and, like, how in a lot of cultures there's martial arts styles that are, like like literally like 1,000 years old or hundreds of years old of practitioners practicing the same style of martial arts, and there's whole and like that's based and that's how all like and they kind of use that same concept for the magic system, and it's super cool. I'm interested to see where it's going, but yeah, I think LSC is great. That's another one I wouldn't mind seeing. Either Crunchyroll. Honestly, what are like? I don't even know what like. Oh, or Mappa. No, I'd want Mappa to do the boxer. But like, yeah. I guess Crunchyroll could pick it up. Kenja no Mago? The Magi's grandson. I really like. I hope they do more, because I think they did a one-season adaptation of the story, I think, and I want to see them keep that one going, but I don't think they're going to pick it back up for animation. Ooh, if Crunchyroll did like a adaptation of the wrong way to use healing magic, that would I don't know what the other titles, what like what it is in like Japanese or Korean, but that would be amazing. Wrong way to use healing magic is hilarious in so many ways. Like they do the traditional, it's an isekai or isekai, but like they do it in such a cool way. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's hilarious. Let's see what others I'm reading. Ooh, Peerless Dad. If there was, which is a Chinese manhwa. I think that'd be really dope to see I'd probably want to see Mappa do that one, or Mappa. I don't know it. I know very little of any Asian language, so excuse my poor American understanding of phonetics. But Peerless, that'd be so great to see it, like Mappa do the animation for, if they did an anime of it. Yeah, I'm curious to see where Peerless Dad goes, because that one's, it's already on the site. I'm reading it on at 166 chapters plus. It's probably over 200 chapters on like in its native language. But like Peerless Dad, if you find it, it's real nice. It's real nice. It's a wushu cultivation, not quite cultivate, like it has cultivation stuff in there, but we follow a person who generally, I don't know, it's really cool. It's a martial arts manga that's kind of slice of life like, and kind of not really at all sometimes. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. A lot of the ones I've read have just been meh, or haven't been picked up in a long time. And I like Korean manhwas, but they have a similar problem to Japanese anime and manga, where they have a lot. They have a really big problem with writing a lot of isekais and reincarnation storylines that are just done to death, and it's very hard to find good ones. Chinese manhwas have a big problem with their reincarnation, cultivation, martial arts manhwas that are really hard to find ones with. Cause it's not hard to find ones with good art, but it's really hard to find ones with good stories that don't repeat the same, honestly at this point, tropes over and over and over. And isekais in general, I like isekais, but most of them are just not good. Oh, let's not do that. But some of them have been good. Yajin Tensei, Karate Survivor in Another World is pretty cool. I hope that one gets more chapters translated so I can read the rest of that. But you never know. Ooh, The Strongest Florist is hilariously funny. All about this big guy who his father has tried to get him to do like MMA or boxing, whatever, his entire life. Wants to play this another VR MMO RPG game in a manga or in a webtoon comic, and he's super into his whole life goal is to be a florist. So he decides, I'm just gonna stare at flowers and make a flower shop in this video game, and he gets insanely powerful and influential through nothing but being obsessed with being a florist and botanist. It is so funny. Jumina Kensai Wasora Demo Sakuyu Desu. I don't know if there's an English title. Splendid Sword is still the strongest. He who looks like an ordinary swordsman, nevertheless, he's the strong. Like, basically, ordinary dude gets sucked into alternate world. I don't remember if it's isekai style or if he dies and he's reincarnated, or what happens. But dude gets sucked into this alternate world of swords and magic and stuff, and he gets trained to be basically just just a swordsman, but because of the way who he's trained by and the way he's trained, he basically becomes immortal, but is like super OP at using nothing but a sword. But he doesn't use a sharpened sword because he's not fully trained, even though he's stupidly overpowered, even compared to like the other characters who are supposed to be like a play on the trope of like the stereotypical has a ton of skills, overpowered harem character and the overpowered mage character, who are like, it's a big trope fest and it's amazing. It's that one takes. I like the comics that know how to know that they're writing in a certain genre, but they know how to use the tropes either well or in a way that isn't irritating to all hell to read, and that one does it very well. I hope that one gets more chapters. I don't think that one's been updated in a while. Yeah, that one hasn't been updated since February. But a lot of these comics, as far as like if you're American like myself, or English, or in a country that speaks mostly English as its first language, a lot of these take a long time to get finished, if they get finished ever, because people have to usually pirate and do English translations of these comics, and it just takes a lot of time for any of it to get done. Any other ones that are decent? Sayonara, or Sayonara Ryusei Sayonara Ryusei Konnichiwa Jinsei. I think, yeah, goodbye Dragon Life, hello human life. I don't think I've ever seen Sayonara and Konnichiwa actually written out, so I'm sorry for my butchering of those fairly well-known and simple terms. Okay, got 20 minutes. Probably take a break, get some more water, and then I might switch over to playing Magic. My computer's not doing too bad. I'm not having any encoding lag, or very minimal. Same with rendering lag. Sorry for the creaking chair. Let's see. Ooh, Legendary Moonlight Sculptor is pretty good. Doesn't update very often, which is sad, but it's very good as well. Another VR MMO RPG one. Very, very interesting. He's like not overpowered because of how his character class works in the game, but he has a very like ultra rare class, but like if you didn't unknowingly stumble onto it, you would never ever get, and I'm assuming only one person at a time could ever have. But that one, the Legendary Moonlight Sculptor is great. Yeah. And I've read a little bit of The Breaker. I think I need to reread The Breaker and The Breaker New Waves, because I think I've been told. I think I've read that one's pretty good. I just haven't read it in forever. The player that can't level up is pretty cool. Has an interesting way of doing the apocalypse, like not apocalypse, but like the world gets turned into video games, sort of like random portals start showing up and people start gaining video game character like powers and stuff like that. That one's cool. Oh, and if you ever get the chance to read oops, sorry, I was about to sneeze. I'm probably still gonna sneeze, but not right now. The Soul Land series of like Soul Land 1, Soul Land 2, Soul Land 3, and Soul Land 4. Soul Land 4 Ultimate Combat's pretty good. Interested to see where that goes. I think Soul Land 3 is the Soul Land 3 The Dragon King. Let's see if I have it here. I still don't think Soul Land. I think Soul Land 1 has finished, but there haven't been any translations that have finished for it that I've seen. Yeah, but Soul Land, all the Soul Land stuff is really cool. There's another Soul Land one that I haven't read, but that one, the art in all of them is, or most of them I should say. Soul Land 1 has a lot of wonky art, but a lot of the newer Soul Land stuff is amazing. Oh, also, the world is full of monsters now, therefore I want to live as I wish. It's pretty cool. I like all these, like, either the world would turn into a video game like apocalypse scenario, people start gaining powers, or the VR MMO RPG sort of stuff. Because I'm just like, why can't, like, video games now, maybe not with the VR stuff, because that's technology that's 10 to 20 years out still, but like RPGs that use more flexible and specialized sort of like, oh, if I use this for a long time, and if I do this certain quest, or if I start with this certain subclass, but then I do some more like RP, like if I spend a lot of time cooking, or if I spend a lot of time using bandages, or if I spend a lot of time at like temples and stuff, like that sort of thing, to gain skills and levels and stuff would be so cool. But I'm assuming that is so hard to balance and create a video game out of. But I just I like those because it just makes you, as someone who, like, I played Skyrim for hundreds, probably thousands of hours, and I'm just like a nerd for fantasy and RPG games like that. Mangas and manhwas like that, just super cool to me, like, are just super dope to me. Yeah. What's this one? Another one I probably reread. I think I liked was Level Up Alone, which is another very much similar to not similar, but like in the same sort of categorization as like Solo Leveling and Tomb Raider King, those sorts of mangas. I think I remember liking it. It's like middle of the road. It's not annoyingly cheesy or rips off Solo Leveling super hard, but I think I remember it being cool. I should reread that one. And then I was on this site where you can watch animes. I don't know which ones are legal or not, so I'm not going to say which, say where it is. I might link it down in the description when I upload this, but I saw the Manga Megalobox got a sequel. It's five episodes in right now that I'm probably gonna watch when that finishes, just because I don't like waiting. I'm someone who grew up on like Toonami and all those like older animes, all of the animes from the 90s that were on rerun in the 2000s. So like, I haven't watched a whole lot of anime recently because a lot of it like has gone very cutesy, or just a lot of nonsensical, or like they're like adaptations of like the kinds of like mangas and manhwas I was complaining about being like too tropey and just not interesting. But Megalobox was cool, and I'd watch that one. That one looks like it's, I don't know where that one's. I read the description, and it looks cool. I also see I'm on the site that I'm talking about, but I think I don't know why, but there's a Digimon Adventure 2020. I don't know if it's like like they just updated the graphics, not graphics, the updated the animation to for modern viewing or what, but I find it weird that they're still doing Digimon well, I guess it's not that weird considering they're still doing Pokemon stuff. Pokemon seasons. You know, that series is older than I am, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the first episode was released in 97, so it is 2.5 years older than I am. 2 1/3. Oh. Hello, Mantigd. Okay, so I'm, and let me know if you can hear me, because I can't really tell with my stuff sometimes. First off, hello. I am more into TV series. I have watched some movies, especially like the classics. A lot of Studio Ghibli. I watched one of the My Hero movies. I've seen a couple of the Inuyasha movies. More recent one was like Silent Voice. I think it's Silent Voice. Silent Voices. Yeah, but I generally stick to like series. But I watch anime movies every once in a while. Not that often though. But that's just, I'm a glutton for more than just 2 hours of something. I'm trying to think. So I'm not in college currently, but while I was in college, I joined the anime club. And I can't remember which movies we watched. Yeah, but I've pretty much seen, except for like Princess Mononoke, and well, I haven't seen that many then, but I've definitely seen Spirited Away. I have maybe, not that I can remember. I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, cause I'm 21, so I'm like, I've been watching anime for 16 years, 17 years, 16 years, for a long time, but I haven't watched that many, okay. Let me think. Well, I've seen people talk I watched Paranoia Agent. I need to rewatch it because I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember, I'm just looking at the thumbnail, I remember one of the scenes from Paranoia Agent, and like, I can't remember if it's a horror movie, but I remember watching it as a kid on Toonami. So okay, I'll check that out later. So if you want to send me a link, message or whisper it to me, because I have links turned off in chat because I don't want like somehow for like a spam bot or something to pop in my chat and try to have some spammy nonsense in my chat. But if you want to send me like a link to it, just whisper it or message it to me, and I'll check it out later. Okay, yeah, but I've definitely seen like I'm pretty sure I've seen Paranoia Agent. That scared. I watched that when I was way too young. I should rewatch that, but that scared me for a few years after watching that. I know I've seen Perfect Blue around. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll check that one out. Tokyo Godfathers. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. I've also heard good things about Paprika from some people. Okay, yeah. I haven't heard too many people talk about Tokyo Godfathers, but I have seen people talk about how much they like Paprika. I should like take one of these days when I'm like not streaming or anything to just watch some of those movies because I've heard nothing but good things from Satoshi Kon. Honestly, in my opinion, there are very few animes that their animation doesn't age well. But that's just because I'm a sucker for older animation and that very classic hand-drawn style from the 90s and early 2000s. Like, I can still watch Inuyasha today, and Inuyasha, by comparisons, animation still holds up for me. Bleach, on the other hand, doesn't. A lot of those early episodes don't age well. Later episodes, I think, age pretty well because they're mid to late 2000s. But like, I don't mind older art styles. In my opinion, sometimes older art styles are better than a lot of some of these newer art styles for mangas and anime. Yeah, but I'll definitely go check out his movies. I've heard nothing but good things about him. Yeah, the hand-drawn style is definitely a thing, but I think Perfect Blue has those very pale colors and those very blurry lights, which are early effects from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. Oh, okay. Oh, so was he the artist? Okay. It's an omnibus movie with 3 shorts in it. And it didn't age in the least compared to something like Perfect Blue. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'll definitely just go. And Katsuhiro Otomo also did Akira, which I've heard is just like a classic. Are they doing a remake of Akira? Okay. Oh man. Okay, I really should check this out. If you're saying it's like if it's comparable to like Kubrick's Space Odyssey. Yeah, I feel you on that. I need to watch the movie, but it always worries me when people. So are they trying to do like an animation, or are they trying to do like a live action? Because it worries me whenever studios, especially non-Asian studios, try to do TV series, especially if they try to do live action TV series of mangas. And if they're trying to do a live action of something like Akira, sci-fi is usually pretty easy to do most of the time, but a lot of mangas, especially from the 80s and 90s, were sci-fi, and live action mangas turned to live action. It's always some sketchy territory. I need to. I'm gonna make a. Yeah, I get that. Especially a lot of newer animes, because I remember in the mid to late 2000s watching anime, and like I'm pretty sure most of the animes I watched were from the late 90s. Yeah. Yeah, I honestly entirely agree. Because especially there's such a lot, and I know there's a large variety of artists, but they've all been doing, especially like a lot of the shonen style, and side of anime recently has Yeah, yeah. I hard agree. Like sometimes they do some interesting stuff. Like I can't really say like Fire Fire Station 8. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Like sometimes they do some interesting stuff like that, but like yeah, especially Crunchyroll as of late has been Crunchyroll with Sony has been just like eating up the anime industry, especially for Western audiences. Becoming very industry, which is sad because there's a lot of great talent out there that could be explored with multiple different studios. Though I have liked some of the stuff that Mappa has been doing. Yeah, with that wasn't what I was looking for. That is yeah. Which I am cautiously optimistic about Cowboy Bebop the movie. That's coming out in a year or so. Though I will say, Yeah, I don't. I like because I grew up on stuff like Bleach, Naruto, a little bit of One Piece, Inuyasha. What's another fight? Like I've grown up on a lot of westernized animation and Western animation, being from America, but like I'm really saddened that they've kind of like sacrificed impactful scenes outside of fight scenes for just more fight scenes, which even like Mappa, who I've seen a lot of actors talk about how they like how Mappa Studios has been doing their fight scenes. I think a lot of times they're pretty cool, but I'm not a huge fan, especially the fight scenes they did in some of the bigger fight scenes they did in God of High School were just not my thing. Yeah. Though personally, Ghibli has always been better than Disney as far as acting goes. My personal opinion. Like, a lot of the Disney classics are really cool, but a lot of the movies coming out of Japan in the 90s, if people paid half as much attention to them as they did Disney, Japan in the late 80s and through the 90s was killing it in movie animation. Oh, why? I don't know what was going on there. I must have accidentally... I need to turn off those key bindings. Sorry, I accidentally started recording when I didn't mean to. But yeah. Exactly. It's like, yeah, the choreography was cool, but for me, it just felt not choppy, but like the way they were animating the fluidity and the framing of a lot of those like fast-paced fight scenes was just, maybe not the framing, but definitely like the fluidity of the fight was just off. Even though like God of High School as a webcomic for a lot of the story doesn't make a whole lot of sense, the way I get that. Yeah, I grew up Sleeping Beauty was never Sleeping Beauty. Snow White. those stuff from like the 50s and 60s were cool, but never really my thing. I think Disney, in my opinion, had, as far as like for people like myself who grew up on mostly like reruns from like the 80s and the 90s, stuff like 101 Dalmatians, Mulan 1998, I think it's 98, during the more serious scenes, I would terrible. If you stick around a long enough time, you'll notice I have a terrible memory. But yeah. Oh. But I will say a lot of like, as far as like fluid animation goes, yeah. Yeah, but I will agree as far as like fluid animation goes, I think Disney has always been a great. I should actually correct it. Most of the time has been a great example, especially with a lot of their older stuff, of great fluidly animated scenes. Yeah. Though Disney for me as a black man has been, I like Disney, but Disney's not been very kind to like Disney's an American studio, but they've never really tackled well characters of color, especially African American people in the United States very well. And a lot of their animation is very well suited to that sort of stuff, to the stories they could tell, both positive and based on real fiction and fiction stories, and stories that are just that are based on like real events in America that they could be doing with their animation style, instead of trying to sometimes poorly stick to just adapting fairy tales. But yeah, whatever. That's a whole other conversation. Like, oh, know what I really loved that Disney doesn't do a whole lot anymore? Remember those holiday specials where they did those shorts with like Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Donald Duck, like all those like holiday shorts? The short where Mickey goes out to buy a gift for Minnie Christmas Eve, and he's like struggling to make money, and series of events happen, and same in that same collection of shorts for that Christmas special, the one with Goofy pretty much doing the same thing, I think. like bar none, one of my favorite Disney, some of my favorite Disney storytelling in anything they've ever done. But they don't do a whole lot of that, which is annoying, because they could, but they just choose not to. But yeah, I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break, fill up my water bottle, probably grab a muffin or something. I'll be right back, not gonna take long, and we can get back to talking about animation and anime and stuff. So I will be right back. Okay. Oh, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just on epicdope.com, which I guess just like keeps update articles on what's happening in like anime, mangas, webtoons, that sort of thing. Oh, if anyone has seen the Demon Slayer movie, I haven't heard a whole lot about it. I've seen people talk about other non-anime review channels talk about how the ratings and the sales numbers, even during the heavier pandemic times, were really good for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Oh, there's another. Perfect Blue. That was the other one you wanted me to check out. they're making a new movie of Prince of Tennis, 3D CG, which is whatever, because as long as they don't overdo it, whatever. I really should Okay, here's something I want to talk about because it's relevant to some of my interests that I found on the epicdope.com. So, on epicdope.com, most of that didn't realize that this was happening. I have an article talking about the Faraway Paladin anime's trailer teases a whole new character design. Cool. I didn't know that there's a trailer for the Faraway Paladin. If you don't know what the Faraway Paladin is, it is a Japanese manga. Based around the idea of this kid, solo survivor of some attack, some major event, something, and he's essentially adopted and raised by these three heroes that have been dead for hundreds of years, and it's a whole story about. It's kind of like a hero's journey mixed with what a lot of booktubers would describe as in YA fantasy when a coming of age story. It's like a hero's journey mixed with coming of age. Little less hero story, more coming of age. Sort of tale. It is so cool. It was probably just me being really tired and reading it at way late at night, and sporadically when I could read it. But it's such the art style, the storytelling of these heroes, and the character Will having to it's such if you're into D&D or Pathfinder, whichever, sort of the stereotypical definition of what a paladin is. I really like how they do it for this this character who learned each of his parent slash mentor figures, or one was an amazing martial fighter, another one was an amazing healer slash priestess, another was world-renowned mage. It's such a cool way of how this character has this, especially if you think about it in D&D terms. It's such a cool way of considering oh, I'm kind of loud, a backstory for a character. So I should check out that trailer. Let me write that down. And if you look at my schedule, I do these streams only on Mondays, so I'll try to watch some of these by next time. so I can like talk about this. I'm excited about that. I didn't know that was happening. And that was I didn't mention that earlier in the stream, but that's like one of those mangas that I was kind of hoping would get an anime. I wonder which characters they're talking about in this article. Oh, okay. So the redesign they're talking about, I guess, is for the main character? Yeah, I think they redesigned the main character. Because in the manga, Will has presumably, I think even from like the images I've seen, brown hair. I can't remember the color size, but like definitely like white with brown hair. I think they're going for more ginger and gold. Yeah, he clearly has brown hair and red eyes, and it's very much like adolescent looking and very like optimistic and more child or more innocent looking in a lot of the images from the manga. Looks like they made him, because they're doing this like, I'm assuming like half CG, half like CG-ish characters, with like still backgrounds, still drawn backgrounds, maybe CG backgrounds, but like a lot of CG going on, and they changed him so he has red hair and golden eyes. And from some like the promotional images that they just showed, that I just looked at, looks very much more intense than he usually looks in the manga. So I'll keep an eye on that one. I don't ever plan on doing like reactions to stuff in the near future, at least, but I definitely want to talk about it. Yeah, that one's interesting. Let's see if I can find some people who've read, who are like anime and manga people on YouTube, who have read the manga and have opinions on the character design choice for the anime. Oh, and I don't know about y'all, but for anyone who's watched Yasuke, for goodness, what was that? Yeah, for Yasuke. I liked it. I wish I had known that they were gonna go that off the wall with it. And I'll say this: I watched some people who did a review of it, and oops, I just knocked my whole table set up. And I liked what they did for like the first half of the series, but like the second half of the series wasn't all that much about. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but like wasn't all that much about Yasuke, and was just so like Inuyasha levels of crazy without it making sense with the first half of the series. And if they had made it more coherent, it could have worked, and it looked cool. Most of the time it looked. Honestly, I like the fight scenes in that better than God of High School. But like, yeah, there are times where I was just like, that's a little okay. That's a choice. But I'm glad they're doing for all Netflix's mess. Unusual, I will say, to avoid too much spicy language in this video. Unusual and a lot of times unnecessary choices with characters and characters of color. I like that they did a kind of retelling of this. I'm presuming very well known black. They're not well known, but like notable African figure in another country that is generally mono-ethnic. So that was a plus, and it didn't try to do any like it had like slave stuff because yeah, and because that's how it was until like the turn of the 19th century. But into the 20th century, but like whatever. Still, they didn't do anything like overtly weird, which I'm glad. It was fun to watch, but the story didn't make sense for parts of it. Netflix is doing another Godzilla movie. Godzilla Singular Point. I'm assuming it's part of that whole like oh, I love this. Oh, who wrote this? This Tathagata Ray on epicdope.com because he starts off his article with if you were thrilled by the action-packed scenes of the recently released Godzilla vs. Kong film, you must be looking forward to something similar with a bit more well-defined plot. That's sorry, that took me out. That too funny. I'm gonna mute the music for a second. I hope y'all can still hear me. So, CGI Fest. Toho animation. Oh, that doesn't look bad. That doesn't look great. I don't know. I'm in between on how I feel about Netflix's use of CGI for their Netflix original animes. Because to me, when they do it right, they do it. It is gorgeous. But when they don't do it right, which is not often in my opinion, it looks clunky and weird and doesn't mesh well with the... Because they do a lot of mixed animation styles where they do... much more anime style characters, and then obviously, especially for their monsters, think Fire Emblem Three Houses style of like more anime style characters, and then obviously CGI or CG monsters that I don't like. I don't like it. I don't know why they can't do... I don't know. I don't know what they could do to make it blend a bit better, but I wish they did something to make it blend a little bit better than they do. Because they're trying to do this whole, like... especially with their CG projects, they're like, which I thought Violet Evergarden was great. That did their CGI really well. Same with Piano in the Forest, Forest Piano. Can't remember the title off the top of my head. That one wasn't bad, but it wasn't great some of the times. I think they're doing... Netflix is doing a lot of interesting stuff with their CGI. I just don't like it that often for their animes. Makes it look really awkward sometimes. Them trying to do like this halfway realistic but not sort of thing. It's like CGI. It's like CGI renderings, but make it anime, and it's weird. I think it's too weird, which is a shame. Cause sometimes they have some really good Sometimes they have some really good stories within those, but the CGI just pulls me straight out of it. Mantic Tid, I don't know how to say your name properly. I did get your whisper. I'll check that out later. Okay. And I've been going for a couple hours now. So I think I'm gonna call it here. I don't I don't personally like to spend super long streaming. Mostly because I want to put these out on YouTube, and a lot of people don't like depending on the video, a lot of people don't really like super long videos, especially ones like this where I'm not playing a video game or something. So yeah, I think that'll just be it for today. I might do, probably not, but I'll consider doing like a late night stream playing some Magic. Yeah, if you want to come join me, I make sure I am not muted. Okay, yeah. If you want to come join me for when I'm playing Magic, since that's the only game I can really play right now because of my setup. I stream Magic Wednesday and Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. I'll consider it. I think Saturdays are gonna be like my flex days on whether or not I'm gonna stream. If you want to hear my not well thought out, I need work, but I made a video on the Boxer webtoon. If you want to go check that out on Jazz Marauder Media on YouTube. I'll probably be putting more of these sort of videos where I'm talking about animation, media, entertainment generally, from a more fan perspective, and someone who's been especially watching Western animation and sometimes anime for his entire life. Yeah, if you want to check out these just streams, I'm just chatting while I'm playing this background music from Chill Hop. You can catch those every Monday at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. So yeah, I think I don't really know how raids work, so I think I'll just end it there. Probably pop up to host something, but yeah. And for those of you on YouTube, if you want to follow, subscribe, like, whatever, do that. Well, if you want to see more content from me, yeah, just consider doing all the things. And I will catch y'all next time. Oh.